What Tibetan masters do differently when someone dies isn't just cultural variation. It's a completely different understanding of death as spiritual opportunity rather than medical failure. Today, I'll reveal exactly how their approach differs from Western death care and why it could transform end-of-life practices. You'll discover why masters wait specific periods before disturbing the body to allow consciousness proper separation time, how they create optimal environmental conditions for conscious dying and spiritual transition, and the precise role of reading the Bardo Thodol as navigation guidance for departing souls. I'll show you how they maintain calm presence while managing family emotions, the specific prayers and mantras used to guide consciousness toward liberation, and why their assistance continues for 49 days after clinical death. You'll learn the training required to serve as an effective death guide, how to adapt these ancient practices to modern hospital settings, and the success indicators that show someone is achieving conscious transition. By the end of this video, you'll understand that Tibetan masters don't just help people die peacefully. They guide souls through the most important spiritual examination of their existence, turning death from feared ending into conscious graduation. When I first read accounts of Tibetan masters guiding the dying, two stories rearranged my understanding of death. A monk named Samten, whose prolonged dying became a teaching for an entire monastery under the calm guidance of his master, and Lama Tsetan, who consciously returned from deep absorption so his master could perform Phawa, the transmission that guides consciousness at the moment of death, culminating in the master uttering the syllable A 3 times, after which Lama Tsetan passed with complete mastery. These aren't legends. They illustrate a system that treats dying as the most charged spiritual moment of a life, when a prepared mind can recognize its true nature or be skillfully guided to it. In the next few minutes, I'll unpack what Tibetan masters actually do differently: the timing, the environment, the guidance, the reading schedule, the family's role, the 49-day protocol, how to adapt this in modern settings, and how to recognize when the transition is unfolding consciously. Principle: Tibetan masters honor a separation period after the last breath before touching or moving the body. The aim is simple: protect the clarity of consciousness in the minutes and hours immediately after death, which are considered the most potent for recognition or guidance. Even a prepared mind benefits from uninterrupted stillness. Practice: keep the room quiet. Avoid crying directly in the ear or strong displays of emotion near the head. Do not rush post-mortem procedures if you can safely delay them. In monasteries and homes, masters often begin guidance immediately and maintain a sanctified atmosphere before anyone disturbs the body. Light and simplicity: butter lamps or a single candle, gentle natural light, and uncluttered space. Scent with a single incense. Remove medical beeping where possible. Quiet over stimulation. Orientation: place sacred images or a meaningful focus above the crown if possible, toward which the dying person can gently orient their mind. The master's presence, even if not physical, is invoked as inner refuge. Soundscape: low, steady mantra recitation, rather than varied songs or chatter. What matters is state, not volume. The master as navigator: Tibetan guides calmly name the stages the person is moving through and keep pointing the mind to its nature. This is not persuasion, it's recognition training. Coaching examples: remind them. Rest in spacious, open awareness, clear and boundless. Encourage letting go of gripping memories and fear. If they practiced meditation, recognize mind's nature as you would in sitting rest there. If anxiety rises, thoughts are clouds, your awareness is the sky. Return to breath, then to open awareness. The master remains unhurried, fearless, and precise. This transmits confidence and steadiness to the dying person. Why red? The Bardo Thodol, popularly Tibetan Book of the Dead, is a map and a set of direct pointers spoken to the consciousness of the deceased to help them recognize luminous awareness and navigate visions that follow. It's not mere ritual, it's navigation. Timing: begin near the time of death and continue in periods afterward. Read calmly, without theatricality. Clarity over the volume. Method: speak to the person by name. Remind them, now the clear light dawns, recognize it as your own awareness. If visions arise, peaceful or wrathful, recognize them as mind's projections. Do not fear, do not cling. Pro tip: if the person had a specific practice, guru, yoga, mantra, or meditation, link the readings to that familiar pathway. Familiarity breeds recognition. You do. Keep the field steady. Quiet room, soft lighting, minimal agitation. Sit by the crown, top of head if possible. Offer simple, repetitive prayer, or quietly recall their practice. Resolve what needs resolving with simple phrases: I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me, thank you, then rest in silence. You don't. Tug the consciousness back with frantic cries or forceful touch, especially at the feet. Traditions prefer the crown as the exit. Avoid moving the body prematurely. Frame for family. This is their final exam of a lifetime. Your calm is the best medicine. Tibetan masters model sober, light-hearted fearlessness, clear about the gravity, yet not grim, devoted, yet unforced. That balance prevents panic in others and steadies the dying person. Western contrast: our cultural denial of death breeds fear, isolation, and over-medicalization. Tibetan practice restores meaning, relationship, and spiritual care alongside medical care. Signs of deepening recognition: the breath eases, the face softens. Fear lessens, a quiet presence fills the room. If trained, they may rest in the view, appearing absorbed yet peaceful. Signs that guidance is needed: restlessness, grasping, agitation, or fixation on unresolved issues. Support with brief pointers, simple mantras, and settled silence between. Mantra options: if they have a heart mantra, use that. Classic pointers: the syllable A uttered distinctly and calmly, as in Phawa context in some lineages, Om Mani Padme Hum as compassion support. Rhythm: repetition plus sincere intention. Complexity: let the space between recitations be as important as the sound. Why 49 days? Tibetan tradition teaches that consciousness moves through bardos up to a typical maximum of 49 days before a new becoming. Therefore, practice continues prayers, readings, offerings, and dedication on day 7 second, and especially day 49. How families can serve: set a daily time 10-20 minutes to remember them in love, read a short passage, and dedicate merit. On weekly markers, invite close friends to join in simple prayer or silent remembrance. Offer generosity in their name: food, aid, service. Rituals aren't for culture points, they're technologies to orient attention toward clear light, nature of mind. Decondition fear when visions arise. Support compassionate momentum, merit, for auspicious rebirth or liberation. In medical settings, speak with staff in advance. Request quiet time post-mortem if possible. Minimize alarms. Allow a candle or image if policy permits. Use earbuds or a small speaker for mantra, reading at low volume. If moving the body is required quickly, keep the crown oriented and maintain calm prayer during transfer. At home, prepare the environment days in advance if a death is expected. Keep one sacred corner, always steady image, lamp, text. Foundation: daily meditation, stability, compassion practice, Tonglen or similar, and periodic contemplation on impermanence. Study: learn core Bardo teachings, read aloud to become natural. Mentorship: if possible, learn from an experienced practitioner, teacher. Aim for steadiness over charisma. Qualitative signs. Atmosphere of peace in the final hours. The dying person's softening, clarity, or signs of absorption. Family and guides feel a settled gratitude rather than only shock. Objective practices completed. Reading schedules maintained. Prayer, mantra continuity through and after death. 49-day markers honored. Tibetan masters show us that death is not a medical failure to be hidden. It's the most potent opening of a lifetime. With timing, environment, guidance, and practice, any of us can help transform the final hours from fear into recognition, from clinging into release, from ending into awakening. Begin now. Practice daily stillness, contemplate impermanence, and learn a few lines you could calmly whisper to someone you love when it matters most. If you want a practical one-page bedside checklist based on today's teaching, drop guide in the comments and I'll share it. And if you'd like a deeper dive, watch our next video where I'll walk you through a simple 7-day training anyone can use to become a steadier presence at the bedside. Remember, the guide's state becomes the room. Be calm, be clarity, be compassionate,